Hello. Hi, you don't know me, but I'm Big B, and I'm moving in here to this here channel space. We're still undergoing some reconstruction. We're still working on some assets to post some quality content here. So, to hold you over until we're ready, we're watching a movie in class today. This is a video that was written and recorded back in 2020 and just never uploaded, but I found it in an attic and I thought I'd play it for you. Now pay attention, there'll be a test later. For context, this video was made back when video game challenge run videos were all over YouTube. So Funkus thought it would be a fun idea to capitalize on an interesting trend by doing something completely uninteresting, playing Pokemon Colosseum without any shadow Pokemon. Yeah, he actually thought that would be a good video idea. And this is why he needs to be reconstructed. But hopefully you all can enjoy it now. For Biffany and Schubert, the two people in the world who don't know, Pokemon Colosseum is a GameCube spin-off of the Pokemon series that has a darker tone, written in giant quotation marks. Basically, instead of being a dumb little kid putting wild frogs and crabs into your pocket like most Pokemon games, in Pokemon Colosseum you steal people's pets and you make them fight until they stop being mad about it. Don't worry, we're not bad guys. Thank God this is a Christian server. We're only allowed to steal shadow Pokemon, which are being tortured by purple. In a normal playthrough, your goal would be to build a team of 6 out of these shadow Pokemon, clean all that purple gunk off of them, and set about stealing all of the shadow Pokemon so we can finally put an end to their torture. But you know, fuck them. In our playthrough, we're not going to capture a single one of these ungrateful buttards. Instead, we're just going to use the non-shadow Pokemon available in the game. All 3 of them. We get 2 cats and a math. While these Pokemon are generally decent, well, 2 of them are, we are going to be at a huge disadvantage because we only have half of the maximum team size, and Pokemon Colosseum is not an easy game to begin with, for reasons I'll go into later. And we're going to make it all the way to the credits with these bad boys, so strap in, baby! A couple ground rules. First rule, we are only allowed to use Pokemon that aren't currently nor have ever been a dirty shadow. Probably shouldn't say it like that. I'm not allowed to use a shadow Pokemon at any point. Second rule, don't ever drink a Red Bull slushie. That's just a general moral standard. Third rule, no using items in battle. All of the challenge would be drained out if I was able to just survive every battle by throwing the Forever Pepsi into my cat's mouth. Items outside of battle and held items are allowed. I'm going to be using the Madry Bread method of writing the script as I go. Be sure to tell me in the comments if you think I can do it, and I will be sure not to pay attention to that at all. Also, I'm going to be assuming going into this that you have a cursory understanding of how Pokemon battling generally goes. So if you don't have that, I don't know, grab a beer, take a load off, enjoy the pretty colors. Everyone clear? Alright, let's roll. Our adventure begins, as many do, by blowing up a cancer clinic with our cat, and this lazy asshole is just sitting in the car! After a long day of terrorism, Skinning heads on down to the local desert train to wet his whistle. Good day, gentlemen. I hope you enjoy your wiggling potatoes. But uh-oh, Tickle Me Pingo is eyeing us lecherously from across the bar. You know what that means. He's gonna throw his raccoons at us. As we have our first battle, this is a good time to go over our team for the first part of this run. We have 2 guys, Umbreon and Espeon, who we'll give nicknames to later. Umbreon is a level 26 pure dark type Pokemon with the moves Bite, Secret Power, Taunt, and Snatch. Not a terrible spread for now, but Snatch is definitely gonna wear out its usefulness really soon. Umbreon has a bashful nature, giving him neutral growth across all of his stats. That means he's going to lean heavily into his naturally defensive base stats to get anything done. Luckily, with his Synchronize ability, Umbreon is going to make for an excellent defensive party member. Espeon is purple. Anyway, by the time we've gone through that, we've already broken Tickle Me Pingo over our knees like a bag of potato chips, so it's time to go to River World. Once we get there, we see Hubgus and Goofit from earlier struggling with their sack of potatoes. I try to give them a hand, but they throw 2 screaming Sandras at me, and by the time I take them out, they've left me their entire haul. Anyway, some townsfolk help me pull out this giant hairy potato, and she wants me to escort her to the mayor's office. I, in turn, immediately start beating the tar out of every good citizen in town. Once we get to the mayor's house, we're stopped by an upstanding citizen by the name of Squiggle Billy, and then we go in to meet Mayor Bing Boing. Potato tells him all about the Pokemon with black auras that my therapist assured me don't exist, and he's all like, I'm secretly the bad guy at the end of the game. And I'm like, same. Then we go and fight some cancer patients who call me a snagger, which, that's our word, you can't say that. As you may have noticed with your eye holes, in Pokemon Colosseum, every battle is a double battle, meaning each player in the battle sends out 2 Pokemon at once instead of 1, like in most Pokemon games. This adds a lot to the difficulty of Pokemon Colosseum that I mentioned earlier. Battles can be a lot more difficult because smart opponents can bear down on one Pokemon with both of theirs, which is a big deal when one Pokemon makes up a full 50% of our team. This is something that can work to both our advantage and our detriment, as this allows us to come up with some big brain 3D chess maneuvers. For example, Espeon is far and away the better attacker of our 2 Pokemon, with his ridiculous special attack stat and psychic type moves and insane speed, ensuring he usually goes first. So it would be good for Umbreon to use some moves to support him, like using Taunt to keep the opponent from hitting Espeon with a debuff move or something. Likewise, while Umbreon isn't nearly as good at attacking, he's very bulky, and Espeon can support him by throwing up a Reflect to increase that natural girth to astronomical levels, or use Helping Hand to give Umbreon a little more power on his attacks. While our dominant strategy at the moment is just to attack with both party members, it's this synergy that I think is going to bring us through the tougher battles later on. Anyhow, we beat the cancer patients, Potato makes us buy contraband that we can never use, and then, oh no, Mayor Bing Boing is in trouble! We rush to his rescue, only to find out that we're not the savior, that guy is. This is Mirror B. I love him, and I feel him deep inside me at all times. Look at this Jive Johnson over here. He walks out of runes while also salsa dancing. Ah, what a body pillow of him. But we can't follow Mirror B because we had to deal with Hubgus and Goofant again. This time though, Goofant has a trick up his sleeve. He pulls out a Shadow Pokemon to attack us directly. Potato screams that we must snag the poor suffering Pokemon and take him away from this evil owner. But you know, miss me with that gay shit, I just melted his brain and walked away. Lord Mirror B set guards at all 3 gates of the city that normally would allow me to pick a Johto starter, but you know, miss me with that gay shit, now it's more like picking out a favorite color of Kool-Aid. I like black cherry. I actually lost Espeon during this fight. Luckily, Umbreon is dummy thick, and the clap from his ass cheeks takes out the Shadow Quilava. We drink this Kool-Aid man and chase him back to Memphis. Oh wait, Dingledy, I forgot about the pre-gym in Fanac City. Yeah, I think we get a TM for return if we do this, which is a really strong normal type attack that would go great on Umbreon instead of Secret Power. We go and fight 4 trainers in a row, each repping a single Pokemon type and a Portman totally stupid name. It's a tough 4 battles, but somehow I've managed to pull through for the final fight with Justy. Alright, I can only fight Justy if I have a full team of 6. We are locked out of this forever. Pyrite City. Wait, no, construction site. Neat. First thing I see when I get there is a police officer harassing a dude with green hair. People in town say that Pistachio, the guy who runs the Coliseum in town, has let Mirror B take over the place, driving Memphis into poverty. Well, that and gentrification. When I go to talk to him, he refuses to communicate with me unless I touch his daughter in the waterfall cave. After that, he gets into a fight with Justin Timberlake. Then Potato gets all jealous because I'm flirting with a different vegetable I want to mash, so I have to fight everyone in town square. And I die to a Shadow Misdreavus. Basically, if Espeon goes down, then I lose, because while Umbreon can soak up hits, he can't do crap for damage, and all the bulk in the world ain't gonna help you for getting it in 2 holes at the same time. Luckily, just as I'm contemplating this conundrum, Umbreon learns Confuse Ray, meaning that he can confuse enemies into potentially hitting themselves, and I'm gonna ride that high for a while. All of our investigating in town into the whereabouts of Mirror B leads us to Green Gigants from earlier. After we grab his ferret by the tail and crack its head against the cold pavement, he says that he got a Shadow Pokemon from winning at the Pyrite Coliseum. Mirror B then dances out his frustration to Squiggle Billy, and then the scientist dances, and then Justin Timberlake steals a gear from the windmill. Can Justin Timberlake do that? Hey, at least he can do that better than he can make music, am I right, fellas? While the police are distracted, I steal the jail key and let all the prisoners loose. Memphis for life. Anyway, we get the gear back and get the trust of Pistachio. Now it's Colosseum time, baby! Now's the point in the game where we're done with dumb plot stuff and it's just gonna be nothing but straight fighting for a while. I should probably use this time to get into my general strategy. See, my time in Town Square has made me aged and wise, and now I know more than ever that this game is going to be one of survival. See, Espeon usually goes first in a battle, and his confusion hits like a brick, but he goes down to 1 good physical hit. Umbreon usually goes 3rd or 4th, and he can't hit very hard at all, but he can generally do enough damage that Espeon can take it out in 1 more confusion. So battles become a rousing round of minimizing enemy turns to keep Espeon alive for as long as possible, because once he goes down, Umbreon can't beat a can of beans. I've got it down to a flowchart though. Question 1, can Espeon take out a Pokemon with a single confusion? If yes, then do that, and then whittle down the other one with Secret Power so Espeon can take it out in the next turn and keep the momentum going. If no, then question 2, can a Pokemon take out Espeon in 1 turn? i.e. does it have a strong physical attack? If yes, then use Reflect and Confuse Ray to mitigate damage. If no, then bear down on the highest threat with both of them. Simple strategy, and it doesn't take into account something like Helping Hand, but it works for now. I get through the Pyrite Colosseum using this flowchart with no problems, and I get Toxic to replace Taunt on Umbreon to make this flowchart even better. So after our commanding victory at Grumbledum Stadium, we get let into the Shadow Clinic. But little did they know that shadows are against my religion, so I set about purging the heretics from this place. Plus, Pistachio asked us to rescue his math mouse, and now we come to the first instance of a crazy number of battles in a row with nothing in between. Pokemon Colosseum does this a lot, you'll come to know in time. As I make my way up the building, my flowchart approach works like a dream. Like sometimes someone will use a Dark-type Pokemon that's immune to Psychic-type attacks like Espeon's Confusion, but it's usually not too big of a deal to just swap over to Return instead. Regardless though, we get to the top without any real problems, where Billary and Chug have captured teenage heartthrob Justin Timberlake. Oh no! I jump in without even healing and take out Chug, no problem. Billary is where the issues start. I wasn't paying super close attention to the fact that her Mantine wasn't taking much damage from Confusion due to its high special defense, so her Aipom was able to sneak in a few Astonishes and take out Espeon. I've got to give Umbreon some credit. His Thunder Thighs lasted a lot longer than I thought they would, and I thought he was gonna win, especially when first started using Helping Hand on the Yanma. He was using Sonic Boom, a move that always does 20 damage no matter how much it's boosted. But eventually the earth shook as Umbreon's absolute wagon fell to the ground. I come back, a fair mix of humbled and pissed, and were able to handle it a lot better the second time. This time, I started Confuse Ray Toxic Stall on Mantine a lot earlier in the battle, and he goes down without much of a fuss, allowing Espeon to mop up the rest of the team. But let's not underappreciate Umbreon anymore. Keep in mind that this boy is dummy thick, and the clap from his ass is going to pull us out of the fire many more times to come. I can tell it right now. Anyway, we rescued Justin Timberlake from the clutches of Billary and Chug, and Mirror B is so impressed that he invites us into his funk cave. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, we're here. Yeah, there's not much to say about Memphis Caverns. Like, sure, there were a ton of battles, many people lost their pets today, but there weren't many hurdles to get over. The most notable thing that happened was me getting a tad frustrated with the low power of Confusion and Bite. They're both fine moves in their own right, but Confusion is only a 50 power move, and that's just not cutting it as our main attack on these level 35 Pokemon. Luckily, Espeon learned Psybeam at level 36, which is substantially stronger than Confusion, and Umbreon learned Feint Attack at level 36, which is a 0% power boost from Bite. But hey, we're at the Funk Cave! Look at all these funky pineapple people. You got Jovi, Beeve, Skrillex, and Sweet Jiminy. Look in the back, you could even see some algebra homework. Everyone is here! But unfortunately, the time has come to put a stop to the Funkmeister himself. I hate this game. Oh, never mind, I love it! We start the battle coming out not swinging, and instead very slowly buffing ourselves with Reflect and confusing Jovi. Luckily, both Jovi and Beeve go for Rain Dance, so we have a chance to smack Jovi with our critical Psybeam and continue our Confuse Ray streak. Beeve gets a few Fury Swipes in as he and Skrillex start healing from the rain. We aren't deterred and keep pushing forward with our confusing offense, taking out Beeve entirely. Uh-oh though, Skrillex got off a Leech Seed on Espeon. This is basically a death clock on Espeon, since we can't switch out to get rid of it. Espeon claps back, and Mirror B sends out Sudowoodo. Umbreon starts spitting purple crap everywhere. It gets all over Sweet Jiminy and Sudowoodo. Now they have death clocks too. We take out Sweet Jiminy, but Sudowoodo isn't going down without a fight. He hits us with Rock Slide, which is a powerful rock-type move that hits both targets. Espeon and Umbreon each give her one across the face, and she hangs on by a sliver, to which she then puts a revolver to her head. We're like, no, don't do it! But it was too late. Don't be like Sudowoodo. Reach out if you're feeling down. And that was how we defeated Music and saved the evil principal from having to embrace the times. And for our trouble, we get a move that we'll never use in Macho Brace, which is wildly useful, but I'll go into that later. Anyway, Pistachio gets his Trigonometry back, but it turns out Trigonometry doesn't like Pistachio, so she hops into my chest instead. Here we go, our third and final party member, and Let's just get into it. You know, this Plusle is infamous for being a bizarre, weak addition to the roster of this game, but I'll actually defend this Plusle. Plusle and its counterpart Minun were the first in a long line of Pikachu clones that came with each new generation of games and try to weasel their way into that same adorable spotlight. Many have tried, and all have failed, except Pachirisu. He's pretty rad. Plusle's gimmick is that she's meant to show off the double battle system that was introduced into this generation of Pokemon games. Plusle's ability plus makes him stronger when paired with a Pokemon that has the ability minus, namely Minun. The two have decent synergy and they got the whole AC/DC aesthetic going on. It's a match made in heaven to give them both to you in this game. Unfortunately, there is no Minun in Pokemon Colosseum, and even if there was a Shadow Minun, we wouldn't be able to catch it. So we're stuck with this weird stunted half of an incomplete pair. Her stats are garbage. Her moves tend to be pretty atrocious, although there is some stuff to work here, namely Baton Pass, which switches out a Pokemon but gives all the boosted stats to whoever it switches to. So that could be a good way to pass some speed boost to Umbreon maybe. But that's late game. For now, she doesn't even have an electric move, and she's basically just a worse Espeon once she gets Spark at level 19. So why am I defending her? Oh wait, is that what I'm doing? New deadweight in tow, we go to leave Memphis, but get stopped by Spider Brain Sally, and she tells us that we can help Shadow Pokemon by heading north. Before I could tell her that I find that concept gross and offensive, Potato suddenly remembers that she was on her way north before she got kidnapped and completely forgot about it up until now. I mean, what can you expect from a creature made entirely of potassium? Agate actually has a lot of decent stuff to check out before we address the plot. There's a Quick Claw, some berries, bestiality, an experience share, and oh my god, finally, the Name Raider! With this guy, we can finally change our Pokemon's nickname into something better than their standard species name. Without further ado, please meet Scumpledoo, Dooblepop, and Plusle. Yeah, Plusle is technically a traded Pokemon, having previously belonged to Pistachio, so she has slightly different rules than Pokemon that you own yourself, and one of those is that you can't change her name. Traded Pokemon also have advantages that I'll go into in just a little bit, but unfortunately for now, we can only give Plusle the honorary nickname of Booty Snatch. With our Pokemon properly named, we can go and see Potato's grandparents, Egoon and Blah. Before we can even say hello, hi, uh-oh, there's bad guys. We rush down to go help Egoon, but wouldn't you know it, the cave is filled with bad guys. Well, at least this gives me a chance to discuss how my tactics have changed since getting Plusle and all of those hold items. The hold items that I have now are Quick Claw, which sometimes allows a Pokemon to go first, Macho Brace, which put simply makes a Pokemon grow better in exchange for cutting their speed, the Silk Scarf, which boosts normal type attacks like Scumpledoo's Return, and the Experience Share, which lets a Pokemon get experience when they're not in battle. Dooblepop is usually going last anyway, so I see no harm in putting the Macho Brace on his Thunder Thighs. Booty Snatch isn't strong enough to fight yet, so she's definitely getting the Experience Share until she can keep up. And Scumpledoo gets the Silk Scarf, since the Quick Claw would be a bit redundant considering he usually goes first anyways. As we go through with our newly equipped items, it's important to point out one of the advantages that Booty Snatch has going for her. As a traded Pokemon, she gets 1.5 times boosted experience compared to everyone else. This means that she'll level up way faster than any other member of our team. Now, normally, to balance this, most Pokemon games make traded Pokemon disobedient if they get too high of a level, and they won't use the moves that you tell them to. However, that's usually based on a number of gym badges you have, and Pokemon Colosseum has no gym badges, so we can power level Booty Snatch to be whatever we want her to be. So you keep on suckling that experience share teat. We get to the shrine and oh no, Egan, don't lose to Scrub. Now we get to fight the Scrub, and he starts off by throwing out a fighting type and a psychic type. Well, this should be an easy one-shot. Only, oh no, they both survive. Only, oh no, they both choose to do nothing with their turn. I swear this game is hard, guys, believe me. During this battle, Booty Snatch learns Spark. Finally, she has an electric type move. A weak one, but one nonetheless. Afterwards, Egan brings us back to his house for tea and lore. Blah goes upstairs because she forgot that she has the perfect ancient stone tablet for just such an occasion. And then we have to talk to this senile old man about Shadow Pokemon, and I just do not care. Eventually, we get emailed some plot. Go to Mount Battle. Got it. I leave Potato safe and sound on a cliff and head over there. Surprise, surprise! There's a team bad guy villain up a ways on Mount Battle, great name by the way, behind literally literally 9 trainers that we have to grind our way through. Joy. The difficulty is actually starting to ramp up a little bit here. The AI is starting to use slightly more complex strategies, such as lowering our accuracy with moves like Mud Slap, using Dig and Protect to dodge some attacks, and using weather effects and using moves to attack everyone on the field like Earthquake or Magnitude. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's worth noting that things are starting to pick up a bit. I'm having to use my old thought brain a little bit, and it's also a reason we can't throw out Booty Snatch here. Friggin' everyone's a ground type. And exploding. But she did learn Encore and get to use it, so that was neat. I also gave her Fake Tears over Helping Hand. It was a hard decision, but ultimately we want to be supporting our nuke as much as possible, and Fake Tears lowers special defense by 2 stages, which does more in the long run than a single time power-up. Bruno Almighty is our second major boss fight after Mirror B, and he starts off with a powerful groin punch on Jimbo, which I didn't even know that was legal. Unfortunately, he throws some dumb animals at us to fight. Starting off, I remembered that his gimmick involved using Earthquake, so I set up a Reflect in an attempt to confuse his Camerupt. Unfortunately, I forgot that a major part of that strategy was using Protect on his other Pokemon to nullify the Earthquake. It doesn't hurt too much thanks to the Reflect, but unfortunately, I'm a big dumb idiot, and I didn't put together that he's alternating the Pokemon that he's using Protect on until it was far too late. Attempt number 2, and he switches out the Pokemon that he starts with. I'm pretty sure that this is illegal. I'm realizing that Confuse Ray is the best way I'm going to win this. If I can confuse Pokemon into simply not using Protect, Bruno Almighty will knock out his own guys enough for me to gain some momentum. I correctly predict that his Metang will be the first one to use Earthquake and confuse him while setting up a Reflect. Once that is done, I'm able to tank his Earthquake. Next turn, Metang hits himself in confusion. I have my opening to take out Golem. With that, I'm able to keep up Psybeams in combination with great confusion luck to take out his Marstomp and Metang, bringing his Camerupt and Entei to bear. As previously established, I'm a big dumb idiot, and I lost track of how long it had been since I had used Reflect, so I use it again and waste Scumpledoo's turn. And then Entei gets a critical Fire Blast hit, which again is illegal. The police are on their way to your house right now, Bruno Almighty. With Scumpledoo down, Booty Snatch takes the full brunt of a flamethrower, just barely holding on with a quad and a prayer. Reflect dissipates immediately after this turn, so we are in dire straits. Entei beats himself in the face while Boodledop hits Camerupt with a Confuse Ray. With his dying breath, Booty Snatch paralyzes Entei, giving him the almighty Parafusion, and she goes down to Camrupt's Earthquake, which also hits Doobabop and Entei pretty hard. If I were trying to catch Entei, I'd be pretty pissed about that, but right now, by all means, smash this dog between 2 tectonic plates like a little pancake, please. Alright, here's the scene. 1 Doobabop at half health against 2 confused beasts. RN Jesus reigns this day. He will make me, or he will break me and laugh while I cry. Doobabop goes for Camerupt because Entei will probably get Earthquake to death anyway. Entei hits himself, Camerupt hits himself. Good. We're off to a good start. Again, Feint Attack. Camerupt hits himself, Entei hits himself. No way, no frickin' way. Camerupt kills himself, and then Doobabop ends it with a Feint Attack. Did you hear that? That little thud sound? Yeah, that was my jaw. I got lucky, no doubt about it, and I probably shouldn't have gotten away with that, but regardless, Bruno Almighty feels the headbangs of defeat, and Doobabop's dummy thick butt cheeks claim another victim. Scrub comes in to tell Bruno Almighty to do a sick backflip, which he obliges, and we pick up some Shiny Boy and leave. Jimbo gives us a dumb relic, which I swallow whole like a churro. We pick up TM Useless, take a dump on Grandpa's front porch, see a cool desert house, and then Pistachio finally emails us some plot. Turns out, Anarchy no longer reigns in Memphis, as they lock the jail back up. I go to rectify this, and I hear about a secret underground Super Memphis. I steal a key while robocopping a feel on Billary and go to the elevator to ride down to Super Memphis. Should I do the optional boss? Fine, I'll do the optional boss. I could use the grinding anyways. We're starting to be outnumbered by Pokemon that are the same level as us, and that's gonna smack us hard if we don't put a cap on it. Our second trek up the Pyrite building and through the cave goes about as well as the first time. No one has really changed up their strategy, although a couple of these chads have evolved. Honestly, I used this time to look into what moves are left available for our team members. I know a lot of the good TMs in this game have to be won in Colosseums, so we're gonna have to plan that out ahead of time. And it's only looking at it now that I realize just how truly limited our team is in terms of move variety. I reiterate, Doobabop gets no more new dark moves. He gets Screech at level 47, which, no, and he gets a healing move at level 52, which is handy, but that's it. And Scumpledoo isn't a whole lot better. And I knew this going in, but I thought I'd be able to supplement their bad movesets with TMs, you know, throw Calm Mind on Scumpledoo and let him go to town. But as it turns out, a lot of the good TMs are simply missing from Pokemon Colosseum. Calm Mind and others are just gone. So what does that leave us with? Attract? I suppose we could put Shadow Ball and Dooblepop instead of Feint Attack for a slight boost in power, and maybe we could put Iron Tail on him instead of Secret Power? I gotta say, I was really hoping to be able to pull off some big brain 4D chess maneuvers, but there's just not a whole lot to work with. Maybe I could give Rain Dance and Thunder to Booty Snatch? She naturally learns Thunder after all, but it's not worth it without Rain Dance to make it 100% accurate. I don't know though, I think Rain Dance interferes with our healing moves. I'll pray on this, maybe bring it up to my priest, we'll see what we can do. Speaking of priests, meet Groovy Gary, the Bishop of Funk. He's a Mirror Bee in training, and as such, I only love him a little bit. I start off throwing out Booty Snatch with Scumpledoo. No more experience share, it's time to sink or swim, baby. And she sinks hard. Because, you know, it's hard to swim when a sentient C4 blows your limbs off. Well, that was stupid. Attempt number 2. Freshly aware of Groovy Gary's wily tricks, I sent out Dooblepop to eat the explosion with his succulent cheeks. Except he doesn't do it again. He sets up Light Screen, which is Reflect, but for special attacks. And he switched team members. This world is broken. I try for the classic Confused Ray Psybeam combo, but Scumpledoo just can't do anything without Light Screen is in effect, and he eventually gets worn down. Booty Snatch comes out and does manage to get off a critical spark, taking down Sea King. She even survives a slash from Sand Slash, allowing her to get off a Fake Tear so Dooblepop can easily take it down with Feint Attack. Booty Snatch is earning her keep, even if she does go down pretty easily. Because of that Fake Tears, Dooblepop is easily able to break through the rest of the team. Alright, well that was stupid. On to Super Memphis, I suppose. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, because we've been here for a minute and we haven't seen one gas station tweaker. It might even be better than regular Memphis. I mean, there's still argon radiation, pools of viscous fluid, whales, and insane old people, so it still feels like home. While I'm next to this crackhead, let's go ahead and buy TNs for Protect and Light Screen. I don't know if we'll ever use them, but I'd like to have them handsy. Speaking of handsy, people are feeling me all over, asking me if I'm a spy. Probably because Babyback Jim Sock up there keeps telling people to look for spies. But that's okay, I'm just here to talk to children. Oh no, Squiggle Billy is talking to Babyback Jim Sock and MC Nelson. My god, do you think he's a bad guy? No, not my Squiggle Billy. Anyway, I helped some dumb nerd kids hack into the government, and then oh no, not Justin Timberlake, he's too squishy for Super Memphis. You know, while I've been fighting in Super Memphis, I've been using Booty Snatch, and she is just the cutest. Like, I'm grateful for any type coverage at this point, but Booty Snatch is just putting in good work, and she's really working a number on all the water and flying types we've been running into. Even when she can't quite get any damage done, her sheer utility with Fake Tears and Thunderwave helps her earn her keep. Like in this battle, no type advantage, so let's get a paralysis on that Spidertron. Sure, she goes down real easy, but she grows so fast that it's not really a big deal in the same way it is for Scumpledoo, who's fallen behind in experience due to just how easy it is for him to get knocked out. I'm really vibing with this team now. I'm thinking of putting Light Screen on Booty Snatch instead of Encore, but Encore can be good too. Maybe if I get in a jam. Speaking of jam, we mashed up Justin's guards into a gooey red paste and are rewarded with a spaceship. It takes us to the lair of Babyback Jimsock. I'm gonna steal her candies. Oh, these are LSD. With the floor wiggling and the walls squiggling, I go to take on boss number 3, Babyback Jimsock. I know that her thing is using Attract to immobilize your guys, so whoa, these guys are way higher level than I was expecting. Booty Snatch gets a paralysis off on Delcatty, and Scumpledoo sets up a Reflect, but I'm starting to think that this is a lost cause, especially when they hit us with a vicious Double Edge and Shadow Ball. The two manage to take out Delcatty, but both of them go down. Luckily, Booty Snatch is able to get off a Fake Tears on Steelix, but I'm thinking I'm gonna need a miracle to get through this one. And I thought I was going to get one in the form of Earthquake. Turns out Steelix is very dumb and hits his poison friend Vileplume with Earthquake. Unfortunately, it's just not enough, and Steelix uses Taunt to prevent Dooblepop from using Toxic or Confused Ray. And from there, a combination of Attract, Paralysis, Flinching, and Falling Rocks eventually wears down Dooblepop. That looked like it was pretty out of my league, but we did have some terrible luck on that one, and I was looking at the cool patterns in my skin the whole time, so maybe we could come back with a better strategy, a detox, and a fresh talk with RNGesus. Listen to me, you son of a bitch! Attempt number 2 starts off a little stronger. Scumpledoo falls in love with Delcatty, but we are able to confuse both of our combatants in order to start building some momentum. We take out Delcatty, and with a little additional help from Steelix, the Bayonets as well. This is going a lot more smoothly. Another Earthquake takes out Vileplume, but it takes Scumpledoo with it. She sends out Suicune, her legendary dog to match Bruno Almighty's. That's bad, but it's not the one I'm worried about. The Steelix, now that's a threat. I have Booty Snatch hit it with a Fake Tears and lock up the Parafusion on Suicune. Maybe we can just make this work. Booty Snatch does piss all for damage, but that fake tears comes in clutch. Unfortunately, she fights through the confusion and hits an earthquake, damaging Suicune and taking out Booty Snatch. Dooblepop takes out Steelix, and it comes down to Suicune v Dooblepop. Dooblepop brings him down to 1 HP, but he fights through the confusion. I clench my booty hole for the surf that follows up. Dooblepop just barely survives to deliver the winning feint attack. RNGesus, thank you for sending me Dooblepop's fat wagon to pull me out of the fire yet again. Apparently, the film crew mistook the resonating clap of Dooblepop's Olympian thighs as an earthquake and ran away. But I never got to see Baby Back Gymsock step on a hamster's head, so I give chase after stealing her makeup set because I like the way it makes me feel inside. She takes the elevator, but I hope to have glutes on par with Dooblepop one day, and you don't get those by skipping leg day. While we're climbing down the stairs, Booty Snatch tries to learn Baton Pass. I mentioned earlier that Baton Pass lets you swap out and pass on any stat improvements to the Pokemon you're swapping to. I originally thought it might be a good idea to pair this with Agility, another move that Booty Snatch gets, to pass on a speed boost to Dooblepop. I've since realized that this is a terrible idea. I mean, 2 whole move slots just to give Dooblepop a little bit more speed? Honey, Dooblepop will get there when he gets there. There's no point in trying to rush the lad. We see Baby Back Gymsock trying to ride the party train out of Disco Town, and we give chase, but not before finding some sick sunglasses to stick on Dooblepop. Now he's got swag and sag. We get on the train and curses, I've been bamboozled! Baby Back Gymsock takes off with the party key, but luckily for us, she doesn't remember how to close her fingers all the way, so we just pick it up off the floor when she drops them. I ride the train and travel to the party dock and challenge these fine gentlemen to a good old-fashioned party battle, but they leave to go powder their noses first. I think they powdered too hard. I don't think I want to party anymore. Let's just go home. And by home, I mean the Under Colosseum, where I have a little box that I like to sleep in. I mentioned earlier that we might could use Shadow Ball or Iron Tail to get some extra damage out of Dooblepop or Booty Snatch. Both of those TMs are available from playing through the Under Colosseum over and over. Usually I would groan and piss myself over the amount of battles, but I could actually use it. Colosseums in this game actually let you get experience from the battles, so we can also use the time to power up for some difficult battles coming ahead. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 butt, you know? Yeah, I think this is a really good— oh, level 56? Uh-oh. Actually, it's not so bad. Generally, these Pokemon aren't fully evolved and don't have enough firepower to even take down Booty Snatch. Honestly, I think they over-leveled the Pokemon here on purpose to make grinding a little more manageable. Moreover, Booty Snatch and Scumpledoo really do have a lot of synergy. Turns out Psychic and Electric make for some decent type coverage here. Most of the guys are some combination of water, poison, or flying, so you know, out of this house with that weak sauce. And if only one of them has a type advantage, the other one can support with Fake Tears or Helping Hand. Like, I thought my love for this Plusle came purely from nostalgia, but no, she's taking up a really essential support role that I didn't see coming when planning out this challenge. Like if some douchebag pulls out a fake out or a double team, Booty Snatch can just shut them down with Encore. I want to put Sunny Days somewhere on my team to go with the healing moves that Scumpledoo and Dooblepop are going to get later on, and I honestly don't know where I'm gonna put it. Hell, I don't even know where I'm gonna put Iron Tail now that I think about it. What am I even doing here? Maybe I should have thought this through more. I don't know, I'm like 6 Coke and vodkas in at this point. Anyway, we get dinged up a little bit at first, but we pump some iron, do some lifts, learn Psychic instead of Psybeam, hit some dank crunches, and come back swole enough to push those nerds by the swings down into the doo-doo brown playground gravel. But turns out these nerds cheat! Almost every trainer in this Colosseum has an obnoxious strategy that would be difficult to deal with if I had a full team, much less with my 3 guys. From this handy-mandy looking buttplug who spams Confusion, Paralysis, and Attract, to this fartmonger who runs the Double Team Classic, to the boss of the second Colosseum who uses Toxic, Sand Tomb, Fire Spin, Confusion, and an exploding Pine Cone. You know what? We don't need Shadow Ball. That's just not a thing we need anymore. No siree. We could just use Secret Power. I don't even care anymore. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad. Why would I even be mad? This infuriates me greatly, and I need Shadow Ball. I give the second round another shot, and I win by the skin of my lucky rabbit teeth. On the third round through the Colosseum, it finally happens. Dooblepop and Scumpledoo learn Moonlight and Morning Sun respectively, moves that will heal them in battle. With this, our team will finally be unstoppable. Hopefully. I mean, Dooblepop is a monster to take down at the best of times. Can you imagine what he'll be like with the ability to heal? These Thunder Thighs will never fall. I get rid of Helping Hand on Scumpledoo and Toxic on Dooblepop, which I know may seem counterproductive to his ability to stall, but honestly, I find Parafusion to be a much more valuable status combination, and Toxic can get in the way of that. Trust me, between his ability to stack Confusion, heal off chip damage, and firmly grasp those dodgy turds, Dooblepop is going to be our premier party member from here on out, as soon as we get him Shadow Ball, which we do soon afterwards with little problem. The third round is all about poison Pokemon poisoning you, which, psychic, bro, and I claim my Shadow Ball TM and give it to Dooblepop over Secret Power. Slightly more power, the ability to lower special defense, it goes off the better attack stat and has better type coverage. Yes, I think Dooblepop's butt balls will be an excellent addition to our arsenal. I'll admit it, that was rough. I spent more time clearing out that Colosseum than I did clearing out any other area we've yet been to. I didn't even get Iron Tail. We'll come back later if we need it. That already ate an entire evening, and I only have so many of those before I wither to dust. So with our new level 50 team, let's get cracking on the party lab. We head out and use the party key to open up the elusive party lab, where the sun don't shine and it's literally raining hose from the sky.
Huh, and check it, I found the party captain's drug stash under the kitchen sink. I'm gonna drop 2 of those right now on Psychic and Moonlight. We'll see if Morning Sun needs one when we start to come down later.
We get through the party lab without even breaking a sweat. Dude, I failed that dumb Colosseum so many times that I'm way more overleveled than I ever meant to be. As a consequence, we just blow through everything without an issue. I even started avoiding some battles because it's just not worth the time it takes to do them, which is hard to do when they keep dropping out of the dang sky.
This party's weak, yo. Even when they turn on the red lights, it only gets marginally better. And they let freaking Scrub in, the human equivalent of accidentally calling your teacher mom? What kind of party club is this?
The manager will hear about this. I go to bring up my complaints with Master of Ceremonies Nelson, but he's too busy looking at these cyber coffins, which I guess explains why this party is so dead.
You know what I'm saying?
Attempt number 1. I get caught trying to sneak past him to take a shortcut to heal. This probably isn't gonna go well. It starts off alright, with Booty Snatch getting first blood on the Huntail, but she quickly gets taken out by a hydro pump from Lantern. Without that paralysis, things could get dicey. Luckily, I get some decent confusion luck from Dooblepop, and it's out of PP. Oh, no.
We're still in this though, baby. We're not going gentle into that good night.
Altaria, down. Lantern, down. Golbat, oh, you know it's down. And Raikou goes down without really putting up a fight. Okay, yeah, I'm way over leveled. I was not supposed to come out on top in that? Might be. Whatever, MC Nelson runs away all scared, and we pick up his TM for the best move in the game, Earthquake. If only. Whatever, I'm coming down. Let's just blow this joint. We get a nerd email from that nerd kid back in Super Memphis to bring him his nerd homework. I bring it to him, spit in his hair, and then Eduardo tells us that he's finished constructing the plot. Great! Let's head on over to Bing Boing Tower. And wait, why is it called that? Oh. Now, I hate to be this guy, because I know we're overleveled, but I want Thunderbolt. It's the best electric type move available, and the only way for Booty Snatch to learn it is through TM, and the only way to get that TM is to get enough points in Mount Battle, which, yes, would mean a bit more grinding. To get the 4,000 points required, I would have to win no less than 80 battles on Mount Battle, and that is inevitably going to have a huge effect on the experience levels of our team. However, there is an alternative. I could do all these battles in battle mode through the main menu of Pokemon Colosseum. If I did that, they would be treated as more formal battles, and we would receive no experience for doing so, and I only need to fight 70 battles instead of 80 to get Thunderbolt. The problem here? I don't have 6 Pokemon, and per my own stupid dumb rules, I can't have 6 Pokemon. To be honest, I did not expect the simple state of not having 6 Pokemon to be such a major issue over the course of this challenge. Regardless, to get Thunderbolt, I inadvertently have to power level even more. So, for the sake of keeping the challenge interesting, I'm going to hold off for now. I'll work with Spark for the rest of the game unless I hit a brick wall that I simply need more power to get over. In other news, I found this really fun way to walk. Alright, let's head back to our Lord and Savior, Mirror B. Wait a minute, this isn't Mirror B. He has no music. He has no sweet Jiminy. Oh my god. This is a false god! False god B starts off with hitting us with an earthquake from Mortal Sin while we start building up confusion and paralysis. Unfortunately, Booty Snatch doesn't last very long, as is customary when Quakies are afoot. Jovi gets finished off by Shadow Ball, while Scumpledoo brings out a Reflect, which was handy because he gets schmacked by a Mortal Sin Shadow Ball. Mortal Sin goes down and out comes Beeve and Skeeter. Skeeter brings in some rain, so our healing is nerfed while their water gets stronger. I focus down Beeve because of his passive rain boosting ability, and out comes Sudowoodo, whose level what a nerd! Ah, goody goody, we knock his stupid glasses off into the dirt with ease. Now be gone, Satan! We've got a bit of a boss rush here, or we're fighting all the admins up to this point. It's like the Elite Four. if there were 7 champions and they were all dumb. Next up, of course, is Bruno Almighty, miraculously recovered from when he twisted his ankle during his backflip earlier. He starts off with Claydol and god damn it, I forgot to heal. My brain is full of stupid and it makes dumb things. Anyway, I wasn't really paying attention during this fight because I was just mashing A to get through it quickly to get to a real attempt where I didn't forget to heal, but that won me the fight, so I'm just gonna assume he did that protect earthquake BS again. Man, I swear, I just wanted 1 TM. I didn't think it was gonna give me this much absolute big dick energy. Anyway, Bruno Almighty gives me my passport to despair, which sounds like something I made up for a cheap laugh, but that's literally what he called it. While I process that cursed sentence, I leave the building to go heal and then spiral into deep depression when I see what's in the next room. Oh well, at least this inconspicuous old man can comfort me. Oh, son of a baby back gym sock. Starts with Miss Drevis and Blossom. Seeing the ghosts in the field, I get super spooked and hide behind my magic wall and throw the essence of After Die at it. Turns out, baby back gym sock's strategy is the same as it was last time, that is, using a track to gimp her way to victory. Only this time she's added parafusion to it. Remember that one annoying trainer in the Under Colosseum? Yeah, that, but a boss. Luckily though, while she's targeting Scumpledoo and ignoring the blistering, unregulated wall of girth that is her true threat on the other side of the field, we're able to take out Blossom and Miss Drevis for Raichu and Wigglytuff, who set about doing just about the same thing. Luckily, Synchronize is able to turn some of their own BS against them. After a lot of confusion and attract and body slam and thunderbolt all directed at Scumpledoo, he gets whittled down and a fresh booty snatch comes out just in time for Raichu to punch himself to death. Out comes Suicune, and that is some weak sauce for this combo. Doodlebop doles out some confusion while Booty Snatch snuggles the legendary dog with her adorable zappy body. She gets paralyzed from body slam though, making the fastest thing in the battlefield Doodlebop of all things, allowing him to get the kill. Wigglytuff is exclusively targeting Booty Snatch, mostly because ain't no one can handle all of Doodlebop. Booty Snatch eventually gets Law of Averages to death, leaving Doodlebop to mop up with his sponge cheeks. He even taunted Wigglytuff with a Shadow Ball that might have just been me having grease brain. Regardless, Wigglytuff goes down, casting Baby Back Gym Sock into the dark realm between the dryer and the washing machine. We plow right through the only Shadow Pokemon in the game programmed to feel real shame and self-loathing when it loses, and waltz right at the MC Nelson, Lord of Terrible Parties. He starts off with Starmie and Rhydon. Oh, how much you want to bet that homie about to use Earthquake? Well, you lose, you geek, cause he uses Dig, which is like 0-calorie Earthquake. And he then withdraws Starmie for Pelipper, confusing me greatly. The Rhydon also has Lightning Rod, so Booty Snatch just can't do anything right now and gets taken out by Pelipper. Scumpledoo opens with the Reflect, and Pelipper gets off a Surf, which does nothing because it's being used by a Pelipper. Rhydon goes down and Starmie comes back out, only to go down to Shadow Ball after missing a Hydro Pump. Pelipper also goes down, but who cares? Raikou comes out alongside this dang old goofy Crobat. I love him, and I don't want to see him die, but the internet makes me do terrible things. Raikou follows Crobat soon after, but that one doesn't hurt me inside, I just don't feel anything. I put in the 4 keys of despair and walk through the gilded— oh god damn it, not another ride on the Ruse Cruise! And guess what? I'm the 1000th customer in Bing Boing Tower. I am sick of all these ding dang bamboozles game. At this point, we really are in the end game. The trainers on this floor are pulling out all the 4000 IQ plays. Fake Out and Focus Punch, the Iron Bun, Jump Scare, Stockpile Hoarder, and the classic if you ain't quaking, you ain't bacon. And I can counter with my own 4001 IQ plays, like using Encore on the spit up phase of the stockpile hoarding. I mean, they're not all winners. This lady's strategy seems to be have water Pokemon, which good for her, she's trying and that's what counts. But this is the kind of place where Pokemon Colosseum's double battle system really gets to shine. You know, I've kind of jabbed at this game over the course of this video, but I really do appreciate what Nintendo and Genius Sonority were trying to do with Colosseum. Like, this feels like a fan game, and in a good way. The AI uses advanced strategies, and even when you're not doing a challenge that limits you to 3 Pokemon, you have very few overly powerful Pokemon at your disposal. They created a situation in which you have to engage with the battling system and come up with smart strategies with your limited toolset to overcome smart opponents with a way wider variety of tools at their disposal. It begets creativity born out of necessity. This is the kind of Pokemon game that I, as an adult, really want to see refined and updated. Yeah, okay, the writing is pretty bad and the pacing is atrocious and the animations are too long, granted, faux show, but the mere concept that Pokemon Colosseum strive for is an admirable one, and one I wish that Game Freak would try again. Can you even imagine a game of only double battles with modern battle mechanics and a limited roster? Okay, a limited roster that was carefully curated to feature underutilized Pokemon, not a limited roster built out of a rampant unchecked scope, corporate greed, and everyone likes Charizard, so let's just make him real big. We ride up the bank drive-through tube and finally come face to face with Squiggle Billy. I just want you to know, you'll always be my Squiggle Billy, and I will always love you. I won't enjoy what's about to happen, but a man's gotta do what a man's gotta yabba dabba do. He goes to face me in honorable combat, and I stop in to heal and hey, you don't get to use those! Those belong to me! That's illegal! Hey! After I break all of this guy's teeth by curb stomping him on the countertop so hard that his body deatomizes, I heal and go to face my best friend, Squiggle Billy. But wait, who's that coming down the elevator? No, it couldn't be. No, not Captain Cancer! He's real mad that I burned down his clinic earlier, so he throws an angry tree and a sumo wrestler at me. His levels are on par with mine, so this might be hard. Hariyama breaks through his parafusion to use Earthquake, taking out Booty Snatch right off the bat. I use this time to set up a Reflect on Scuppledoo, which immediately gets destroyed by Hariyama breaking through parafusion again and using Brick Break. I set it up again and heal Dooblepop. Shiftry gets a critical Giga Drain, while Hariyama finally takes confusion damage. I finish him off with Psychic and heal Dooblepop some more. Pinsir comes out and I go into full defense mode. Healing and confusions abound, and I am adrift amidst a sea of earthquakes and feint attack. Luckily, Shiftry commits Sudoku, bringing out Crawdunt, and a single Psychic takes down Pinsir as I go on the offensive, bringing out Skarmory, his degenerate Pokemon. I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, I confuse both of these homies and set up a Reflect. At this point, it seems that my luck has turned around from that RN Antichrist attack earlier, and both combatants are taking a lot of confusion damage. And Crawdunt even misses when he doesn't hit himself. Both of them go down without getting an attack off. Captain Cancer's weak cells begin to destroy themselves, as usual, and I leave him a writhing mass on the stairs as I go to face my best friend, Squiggle Billy. This is it, lads. The final fight. Let's get one last good look at the team. Let me know in the comments if you think I can win, and I'll pretend to care what you think. We go up to the arena of impractical architecture, only to find out that Squiggle Billy is sicking Caitlyn Jenner on us as a distraction. Oof. Ooh, I didn't like that. Ooh, I was not a fan of that line. If you didn't like that line that Funkus wrote, don't worry, we're killing him later. She starts off with a Mad Cow and a Missing No. We put Parafusion on Mad Cow and start hammering on the Missing No, hoping that if we smack it enough times, 99 Master Balls will fall out like a piñata. Unfortunately, the only thing inside of it is a dead Zangoose. My birthday is ruined. Mad Cow breaks through its Parafusion to take out Booty Snatch, and Scuppledoo gets revenge. You know, I'm not actually sure if I heal between battles, so this could get real interesting real fast. Caitlyn Jenner goes back to being a dead meme, and my arch rival, Sidebird Samuel, comes out in this climactic moment. As usual, he opens up with Mightyena and Absol, and uh-oh, I don't heal. I start with a Reflect and some confusion on Absol. Unfortunately, Mightyena's crunch hits like a truck, and we don't really have a good way of dealing with him. Time for the classic confuse and heal, like I usually do for Sideburn Samuel. Between Return and Dooblepop Butt Bombs, I'm barely doing chip damage. Absol eventually goes down for Sharpedo, but it's all I can do to stay alive at this point. Luckily, they hurt themselves a lot from confusion due to all these Pokemon being kind of glass cannon-y, so I'm eventually able to take them down, but my Morning Suns are critically low. But it was worth it to finally show up Sideburn Samuel, this character who has been harassing me and pushing me forward throughout the entire game. I'm glad he got to show up for the final battle with Squiggle Billy. Next up is Daphne. With a righteous Jinky, she throws out Houndoom and Torkoal. Stop me if you heard this one. I confused everything on the battlefield and heal. Luckily, Torkoal goes down in one Psychic to bring out Melvin 2s, which is barely even a Pokemon, so I just take it out in one Psychic 2. And then Houndoom gets taken out without throwing a punch. Daphne really shouldn't be out here doing Pokemon battles by herself. Now Fred can be out here battling. Fred says, fuck.
He did not!
Fred uses grass types, so Cacturn and Shadow Brontopus. I decide to play this one a little aggressive considering how easy Daphne was, so I come out swinging with a psychic on Brontopus. Bad move. He starts flying, forcing me to use a reflect to stay alive. Even so, that combined with a feint attack from a confused Cacturn takes out Scumpledoo. It's all up to the cheeks now. Dooblepop easily takes out Brontopus's little remaining health. So Fred sends out a poison type. Ah, Fred, you dick. I confuse Vileplume too, and I'm actually getting really good confusion luck, so I'm able to take out Cacturn. Fred sends out the Beast with 1,000 weenies, which is a bit of a tank, so I confuse it too and focus on Vileplume. That was my last confusion, so I better make it count. All I can do is keep throwing butt balls, so that's what I do. Vileplume goes down, but I'm in the red. Weenies lands an ancient power, so I succumb to poison damage. Well, piss! On my second attempt against Fred, I still have Booty Snatch because of some 4002 IQ strats I pulled out, such as creating a makeshift swagger by using Encore and Confuse Ray on a Howling Houndoom, and using the switch Pokemon mechanic once. But Booty Snatch is almost dead and paralyzed, so I build up Parafusion while I can. Booty Snatch's Quick Claw activates the worst possible time, so she's not able to hit Brontopus, but the distraction she provides allows Dooblepop to take out Cacturn in time for Scumpledoo to come out. Despite being 2 levels higher, Scumpledoo is still unable to take out Brontopus in a single psychic, and is forced to throw up a reflect while Dooblepop passes around confusion like it's a used needle. Finally, Brontopus lands hard, and Dooblepop is able to take it out while Scumpledoo finishes off that weird thing throwing rocks at us. Last off is Vileplume, and I do what God always intended, and we finish off Fred. After much anticipation, Squigglebilly decides that it's time to face me himself. We lock eyes. Well, we lock eyes after I get a tall glass of looking at those rippling muscles. My God, he could pop a watermelon between his biceps or maybe my skull. We lock eyes, the music fades, and nothing else matters. He healed us, so it's Booty Snatch and Dooblepop versus Groucho and Grandma. He starts off by using X specials on each of them, but I like to call that a free turn. We bring both his Pokemon down to a point where we can kill them in one hit. He uses a potion on Groucho and sends out El Pollo Loco after Grandma goes down. Booty Snatch finishes off Groucho, bringing out Tupo, but El Pollo Loco uses Swagger on Booty Snatch, making her unable to hit Tupo. Booty Snatch hits herself again, and Tupo finishes her off, giving us the perfect tool to take out El Pollo Loco. Scumpledoo takes out Pollo, and Dooblepop finishes off Tupo, but only after Tupo confuses Scumpledoo. Squigglebilly sends out Waifu Bait and XAA-12. Things are starting to get a bit hairy, so I play it safe and use Reflect while Dooblepop uses his super effective moves. Unfortunately, Waifu Bait gets off a lucky crit, forcing Scumpledoo to heal himself. XAA-12 is only interested in buffing himself for now, but eventually he starts using Shadow Funtime. Probably best to confuse that computer before it starts learning human emotion and tool usage. Wow, we can barely even scratch it no matter what we use. But thanks to Reflect, it can barely scratch us in return. How fitting that the fight with my best friend would end in a drawn-out slapfest where I'm finally able to clap his cheeks into the dust. We have won. But at what cost? Now Squigglebilly is sad. I don't think I'll ever truly come home from Vietnam. Mayor Bing Boing lumbers onto the scene like, I told you I was the bad guy. And I was like, yeah, dude. And then he Bing Boings at me. He starts off by throwing out Salamence and Scizor. I have no idea what I'm going to do about either of these guys. Parafusion? Parafusion. Salamence almost kills Booty Snatch in one hit, and then Scizor finishes her off. You know, I'm a little disgusted by how often these fools break out of Parafusion to hit me with Silverwind or some horse piss. I heal and hope, and Law of Averages says eventually I'll get a chance to use Psychic. Right? You people are breaking the law! Scumpledoo goes down, and my dream's crushed. Scizor baton passes to Tyranitar. Did you know that when you use Baton Pass, you pass on your confusion status? I didn't. Would have been cool if that mattered at all, though. Bing Boing uses a full restore, and that's it. Game over, man. You know, as a man who lives in a perpetual state of, oh God, please stop peeing in my mouth, RNGesus, please, just a little bit of mercy, I'm drowning, that was some particularly rancid RNP. Bing Boing is a notoriously difficult battle, using a full team of nasty top-tier Pokemon like the 3 we just saw. And as stated previously, I have 2 cats and a math. On attempt number 2, he starts off with a different team, Machamp and Slowking. So just no regard for law anymore? Huh? Trainers can just swap their Pokemon all willy-nilly now? Thanks, Obama. I start off with my classic Parafusion while he uses some X items. Once again, the Parafusion does nothing, but he does miss a cross shot from Machamp. It's okay though, I got ya fam, because Slowking gets a critical Psychic. I take out Machamp in one Psychic, and Dooblepop finishes off Slowking with a butt ball. Out comes Scizor and Salamence. Hey, this looks familiar. I drop a Reflect album while Salamence gets boogie with it, and Scizor ignores confusion like a champion. Scumpledoo holds on with 1 HP from a Salamence double edge and heals. It doesn't matter though, because Scizor is immune to hitting himself apparently and takes out Scumpledoo. Dooblepop has been in this scenario before, and he clenches his cheeks into a power stance and starts throwing out butt balls and feint attacks. But the attacks are unrelenting, and he can barely even scratch Scizor. Eventually, the Reflect ends, and so does Dooblepop. 2 days later, my brain makes smart good. I decided to go check out what everyone's hidden power is, considering they sell it over in the Under. For David, the only person watching who doesn't know, hidden power is a move that changes its type not quite but almost randomly depending on the individual Pokemon. What would be ideal would be Booty Snatch, Scumpledoo, and Dooblepop getting Ice, Fire, and Fighting respectively, because that alone would wipe out Salamence, Scizor, and Tyranitar. I know the odds are astronomically low that will go exactly the way that I want it, but so is passing 13 out of 15 confusion checks, which yes, I'm still very salty about. Using the battle square and some save scumming, here's the results I get. Dooblepop's hidden power is Fighting type. Good stuff, good stuff. Booty Snatch got Psychic. Interesting, but I'll probably drop that for Thunder. And Scumpledoo got, get this, Ice. Oh my god, I got 2 out of 3 RNGesus. I am so sorry about all that stuff about piss play I said earlier. Your P is like glorious manna from the heavens. Now we have moves that are quadruple effective on 2 members of his team. I think we can win this with a little luck. Attempt number 3. He starts off with Slacking and Salamence. Little does he know, I've got a little trick for him. See, Slacking's whole thing is that he hits like a truck, but he can't attack every other turn. So if I just Earthquake, and Salamence is flying type, so it can't hit him. Good God, the synergy that team has on display is disgusting. He gets a crit and wins. Yawn. Attempt number 4. I didn't get my attack dropped immediately from Salamence's Intimidate, so I parafuse Machamp, but I take a wicked Psychic. I attempt a Thunder while Bing Boing uses X attacks, but of course it misses. But Butt Ball lowers his special defense, allowing just a Spark to take out Slowking while he full restores Machamp. I reignite the effective parafusion on Machamp while Double Edge takes out Booty Snatch. Scumpledoo takes out Salamence in 1 hidden power, and out comes Scizor, who takes a Confuse Ray. I set up Reflect and hit Machamp, but it barely does anything. Wowzers! Intimidate from Salamence really just shuts down Dooblepop's attacking prowess. Machamp kills himself, but Scizor is still immune to confusion damage. Out comes Slacking, who hits Scumpledoo with a Crush Claw, lowering his defense, and Scizor finishes him. Wait, no, that's impossible! Redouble your efforts! I hit Scizor with a double hidden power, but it's barely scratching him, and he takes out Scumpledoo. But confusion damage and hidden power slowly whittles down Scizor. Yes, I'm finally going to be able to hit the killing blow, and he uses full restore. Attempt 5. I start off with Scumpledoo instead of Booty Snatch this time in an attempt to save Parafusion for the end when I'll need it more. He starts with Machamp and Slacking, so I set up a Reflect to confuse Machamp. Then I heal and confuse Slacking. I know some of you are screaming to just kill Machamp, but I know for a fact that one of his possible strategies is to use Skill Swap from Slowking to Slacking. And if that happens, Slacking will be clapping my cheeks every turn, and I can't have that. It's better to be safe, and besides, Machamp is earthquaking for me. I take out Slacking as he breaks out of confusion but misses anyways. Out comes Scizor, my old friend. Thank God I have Earthquake. I heal and confuse Scizor when the X attacks come out. Psychic does way more damage to Scizor than I ever thought it would, and we take him out with a hidden power. Why haven't I been doing that from the beginning? Salamence comes out as Machamp misses a cross chop. Okay, now we take out Machamp. Tyranitar comes out, and with him, a Sandstorm. Slowking takes out Scumpledoo. I decide the move here is to parafuse Tyranitar, which does work out, but Slowking gets a critical Psychic. Bruh, does this guy have a scope lens? What is his deal? I know Slowking can barely hurt Dooblepop, and his ability makes him immune to confusion, so I focus down Tyranitar with a quad effective hidden power Fighting, and he's out. Now it's just Dooblepop's fat wagon against a Slowking with all the time in the... No, you don't. I heal. No, don't do this to me. I heal. Oh. You've got to be waking me. Are you serious? I get taken down by my own stupid strategy at the worst possible time. That one hurt. That one hurt a little bit. Silly Bing Boing, you can't humiliate what has no pride left. He starts off with sloking and slacking. Remember that thing I said earlier? Yeah, that. It goes about as well as you'd expect it to. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. He starts with Salamence and slacking, so intimidate, and X attacks. Oh, lovely lickets clackets. I take out Salamence with the only way I can ever do that, and Caesar comes out to a confusion. I use Psychic and Butt Ball on him, dropping his special D, which is what I wanted out of that. Next up, since I know that Scumpledoo will take out Caesar in one blast and slacking is loafing this turn, I try an interesting strategy. I take the attack-free turn to switch out to Booty Snatch and get rid of the attack debuff that Doobabop took from Intimidate. I don't usually do this because that's usually guaranteed to get Booty Snatch killed due to her frailty, but I can get away with it here. Machamp comes out, so I heal and paralyze him, which works out. On the next turn, Booty Snatch uses Fake Tears to make sure that Scumpledoo can finish off slacking in one hit, and I'm lucky because Machamp is paralyzed. Booty Snatch has non-flashbacks from getting critically psychic into the Shadow Realm, so he paralyzes Slowking to prevent that as Machamp goes down and Tyranitar comes out. For the first time ever, I'm at a numbers advantage. I know that Scumpledoo can do barely anything to Tyranitar, so I try to focus down Slowking before that can happen. Tyranitar takes out Booty Snatch, but Bing Boing has Bing Brain, so he wasted a Psychic when Doobabop came out to Booty Snatch's place. I get Slowking into red while Doobabop lays down Confusion on Tyranitar. I predict that Bing Boing is going to use a full restore on Slowking and take the opportunity to heal and smash Tyranitar with a hidden power fighting. Tyranitar still gets off a Shadow Rush, forcing Scumpledoo to heal again. I'm not sure if Bing Boing has 2 full restores or not, so I go for another hidden power fighting. He does not have 2, and I get the knockout on Tyranitar. Slowking. Doobabop is back, honey. Only now he has a friend. Okay, he had a friend. A tale as old as time itself. Doobabop claps his thighs together, and thunder rings out as 2 butt balls give us the victory over Eggman Nega, and we beat Sonic Rush 2 Adventures with no filthy shadow Pokemon. Everyone comes by to celebrate my victory. Pistachio, Justin Timberlake, the Memphis PD, Grandpa, Ryan Reynolds, Colopter, and even Zapdos. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I've answered the age-old question of can you beat Pokemon Colosseum without Shadow Pokemon with a weak, pitiful yes. Overall, this was pretty fun to make up until the last battle, which is just a monster fight no matter what team you're running. And while I did get pretty lucky with my hidden powers being the types I needed, I never had to go and specifically grind at any point, which I think is a sign of a solid RPG. Now I know what you're thinking. Fankel, are you going to do the post game? No, go away. Okay, well, cool. I have a headache now. Anyway, thanks for sticking around through all that. I know it was a lot. Anyway, a few announcements before we dismiss. Just keep an eye on this channel. It's gonna make some changes here soon, and there's gonna be a lot more content. It's gonna feature me, Bigby, everyone's favorite funny little character. So yeah, subscribe. Now, I have an animal to put down. Shit, gotta go, I'm gonna go to Cambodia. No one's ever gonna hear from me again. I'm just gonna get out of here. He can't catch up to me. He's never gonna find me. I'm gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be just fine. Just think about the water temple. No, please. Ew, that was gross. There is blood everywhere. I don't enjoy this.